Hey, what's up, y'all? This is JP Jonathan Powell back with another top 10 chord that you need to know to play gospel music. And this is coming straight out of our guide called the top 10 chord types commonly used in gospel music. It's absolutely free. Click the link in the description and it's yours. Do it now. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity. If you want to take your playing to the next level in your worship, in your traditional, and just your overall church flow, there are certain chords that you need to know, and it's all in here. Let's look at the scale and number system for A flat, because that's the key that we're going to be in. So A flat is the 1, B flat is the 2, C is the 3, D flat is the 4, E flat is the 5, F is the 6, G is the 7, and we're back at the 1, the A flat. So that's the number system and scale for the key of A flat major. That's what we're going to use to identify the chord progressions that are happening. So if I say we're on the 1, that means we're on the first tone of the A flat scale, and the left hand is going to be what's playing that. If I say we're on the 4, that means we're on the D flat. That's the 4th tone of the A flat major scale, and the left hand will be playing that. So that's just an example of how to use the number system. The left hand dictates the chord progression, or if you have a bass player and you're not playing left hand bass, the bass player will dictate, the chord progressions that are happening. So we got a couple chords that we're going to talk about straight out of the top 10 guide. Once again, if you don't have this, download it now. The link is in the description. It's absolutely free. So the first chord that we're going to talk about today is the dominant 13 with the sus4. That chord sounds like this. We're in the key of A flat major. We're going to play this on the 1, okay? So we got A flat in the left hand, and then G flat, B flat, D flat, and F. So that's the chord. Once again, that's A flat, G flat, B flat, D flat, and F. This chord is commonly used on the 1 when you're going to go from the 1 to the 4, like this. Okay, let me show you an example, like a song like More Than Anything. You probably heard this song before. So I'm gonna start with this. Here it is right here. Right there, from the 1 to the 4. Okay, so it's more of a 1 going to the 4, and there's many different ways that you can use or voice this chord. That's another way. But what's a quick way to find this? Basically, when you're on the 1 in any key, this chord really is a major 7 chord over a different bass note. So if you think about what we're playing here, I'm gonna turn the strings off. You got A flat in the left hand. Now, what's a whole step below A flat? It's G flat. If you look down a whole step, we skip a key. A whole step always skips a key. So G flat is a whole step below A flat. So pretty much the gist of this chord is whatever tone that's a whole step below the bass note, you would play that major 7 chord. So since G flat is a whole step below A flat, you will play a G flat major 7 over A flat. So I have G flat, B flat, D flat, F, and that's a G flat major 7 over A flat. But if you want to get technical, that's when you would call this an A flat 13 or A flat dominant 13 with a sus4, okay? But I'm just giving you the quick shortcut way on how to figure it out by just looking at it as a major 7 chord over a different bass note, okay? So that's one way to do it. Now this chord also happens on the 5 going to the 1. So if you're in the key of A flat major, the 5 is E flat. So if you use the same concept that I showed you just a few seconds ago, where I said find the bass note, and then what tone is a whole step below that bass note? It's D flat. So D flat is a whole step below E flat. E flat is the 5th tone of the A flat major scale. So you would play a D flat major 7 over E flat. Okay? Now turn those strings on. Okay? So this is how the chord sounds. And what I would do is get used to playing different voicings of the chord by, you can move the C down here. You can move the A flat down here. It all depends, but this is used on the 5 when you're going back to the 1, okay? So it'll sound like this. That's from the 5 going to the 1, okay? That's from a 5, 1. So let me put this in context, but I might play a different voicing of this chord to make more sense for the example. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna show you where it fits. Here it is right here, 5 to the 1, okay? And you can voice this a lot of different ways. This is just more of a 2-hand chord voicing approach. I'm not gonna get too deep off into theory. If you want, lessons around this type of stuff, it's all in the Gospel Music Training Center. Go to gospelmusictraining.com. But this is just, quick application on, this top 10 chord that you need to know. So this is over the 5, and it's used to go to the 1, okay? And it's just a D flat major 7 over E flat, but all in all, that is a dominant 13 with a sus4 technically, right? So what about the other chord that I'm going to talk to you about? It's very similar to this chord that I just showed you. I'm gonna go back to the chord on the 1, which is, pretty much a G flat major 7 over A flat. It's just a difference in one note. And the chord that we're gonna do now is a dominant 13 with an add 9. So what I have right here is A flat in the left hand, and then G flat, B flat, C, and F. This is a dominant 13, an A flat dominant 13 with an added 9. And as you can see, the difference in this chord versus the last one I just showed you, which is a dominant 13 with a sus4, the only difference is that if we look at it from the standpoint of a G flat major 7 over A flat, the D flat is flatted. So it's like playing a G flat major 7 chord with a flat 5. So you can take that same concept that I showed you when it comes down to finding the tone that's a whole step below. In this case, it's G flat. And then in this case, for this particular chord, you would take the G flat major 7 and play a flat 5. So this is a G flat major 7. The 5th tone or the 3rd tone of the chord is D flat, and you flat that, okay? And now we have this, okay? G flat, B flat, C, and F. So this chord works the same way. So I'm gonna put this in an example using the song more than anything so you can see how this chord actually fits. Here we go. Here it is right here. So you can use that to go to the 4. Here's our other chord that we just did. Okay, so that's an example of where it is. So we used it right there on the 1 and then going back to the 4. And I'm not gonna get into all these other chords, but I just want you to see how it fits. And then you can use it right there again on the 1 going to the 4, okay? So these 2 chords are commonly used in gospel music. I just wanted to give you a quick example. If you want more information and dig a little bit deeper, download the top 10 chords that you need to know guide. Everything you need is in here, all right? So click the link in the description. Do it now, and I'll see you on the other side. God bless.